Hey people, this is Talem Splash, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV. So, in the last episode, which was episode 1, the first one, we made our character, or I loaded him up, we started the game, we saw the introductory cutscene, talked to Mother Mione, she gave us our first set of quests, and what I've done a little bit in between the last episode and this one is I've changed some things. So now, as you see, you don't see anyone's name unless I click on them. That's just to give, them a little bit more privacy, so that way they can, I don't know. I have it set so if I have a friend, then their name will show up, but otherwise you won't see their names unless I click on them. I also reorganized the HUD here, so it's a lot more clean. I put all these bars in the bottom and got rid of the extra stuff down here. You can do that just by clicking, and you can move stuff around. I'm actually going to move this to F because I'm used to having this here, and straight shot I like to have on R, and heavy shot I like to have on 3. That's just for my personal preference. As we level Bard or Archer, it'll eventually become Bard. That's how I like to have my control scheme. I also moved the quests around a little bit. If you go into the HUD layout here, you can move everything around here. So I moved a party list down here, like a single player Final Fantasy game. One thing I didn't do that I do want to do real fast if I can is let's take this and move it all the way down here. I like it to be pretty far down here. I don't know, I might mess around with it later as we go. We'll see. I'm actually gonna move it this way here too, so it's centered. If it gets in the way of other stuff, we can always move it later. I just like it there. So yeah, we'll see. We'll play with it as we go. And lastly, the other thing I want to do, something I'll have on for most gameplay in this LP, it's a first for me, is bam, there we go. I got my own little webcam for this now this time, so I'll be turning this webcam on just for when I'm playing. But when there's cutscenes, I'm going to turn it off, so don't worry, unless I forget, which is totally possible. For important cutscenes, rather, not for everything. But yeah, I feel like that'll make the LP a little bit more fun. I got my own little green screen chair right here, which is also new. If I turn it this way, you can see my apartment in the back, because it's a big circle stuck to the back of my chair. That's pretty interesting, right? Technology, man. Alright, so let's attune. This is the Aetheryte. This is one of the things we have to do for our quest. The Aetherytes are... If you've played Final Fantasy XII, it's kind of like a save crystal, or a gate crystal, where you can teleport around via the Aetherytes. It's the same thing. Greetings, adventurer. I see you are faithfully following Mother Mione's instructions. Who's that? Oh, just some random person. Allow me to offer you a bit of instruction myself. I am Nissi of the Wood Whalers, and I know a thing or two about Aetheryte. Yes, that big crystal right there. Aetherites are devices that tap into ethereal energies, and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connections to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will want to seek out and attune himself to each one. Truly, few things in this world are so useful to an intrepid explorer. But you need not locate them all at once. Before rushing out into the wilds, I suggest you start with the Aetherites found here in Gridania. Should you wish to learn more about the Aetherite or transportation magic, I am here to answer your questions. Cool. Yeah, she's just a random helper. We're not going to see her ever again in the story, so don't bother to commit her to name or anything. A lot of the early characters aren't going to be very important in the long term. Some will, for sure, but not all of them. Another thing we want to do is, if you see here, it has on the quest list each thing that you need to do. If you go ahead and click on each one, it'll tell you where it is on the map. I'm actually going to blow this up a little bit. So we're right here. We want to go over to the Archers Guild, and then also over here, if you go into the other area of Gridania, up there into the markets, that's where the other part of the quest is. But we're going to go to the Archers Guild first. Oh, there's a fly flying around. Of course, now that you guys can see me, I have to make sure I don't look stupid swatting at nothing, but there was a fly, I promise. So another thing, there's these tinier Aetherites, in the Aetherites called the Ethernet Shards, and if you attune to them, you can teleport around the city, kind of like the Moogling in Final Fantasy XII when you're in Ravenaster. I guess that's a good way to put it. Cool. So now we can teleport. Quick travel. I'm also... it's still bothering me. I'm going to move this down into the pet hotbar, and... especially since the jobs I'm playing don't use the pet hotbar at all, I might just do that. If you're playing like Arcanist or Summoner, that's the job that uses the pet hotbar, then you can move the pet hotbar somewhere else. But yeah, for me, I don't really care. I just want it to be a little bit more condensed. I'm going to be playing Bard, which is Archer right now. I'm going to be playing this class until we get to Heavensward, and then I'm going to be switching to Machinist, which is my favorite job in the game as of right now. But Bard is also very good. Greetings, friend. You have found your way to the Archers Guild. Do you seek to uncover the secrets of our art? Ah, now that I think on it, you have the look of one who has received Mother Mione's gentle instruction. Very well, I shall give you a brief introduction to archery in the Archers Guild. The skills practiced by our archers allow them to gauge an enemy's weaknesses from afar, and turn the tide of battle with a single, well-paced arrow. Should you join us, you will be taught to do the same. Archery, as practiced in Gardania, was born of two distinct styles of bowmanship. The first was devised by the longbow sentries of the Elizan, who once ruled the lowlands, while the second belonged to the shortbow hunters of the formerly nomadic Mikote. As you'll be doubtless aware, both races ultimately came to call the Twelveswood home. Though the two peoples began as rivals, they gradually learned to live together in harmony. During this time, they learned from one another, their two schools of archery intermingling to give birth to the art as it is known today. For a time, the bow was used primarily for hunting, but as hunters vied with one another to prove who was the better shot, there emerged a group of archers whose ultimate goal lay not in practical pursuit of prey, but in perfection. Thus was the Archers Guild born from the ranks of the Trappers League. It is the way of the guild to promote greatness in archery through friendly competition, and the results of our methods can be seen in the vaunted archers of the God's Quiver, many of whom spent their formative years loosing arrows at the guild's practice butts. Butts. I hope this gives you a better idea of who we are and what we do here. Oh, and did I see the spark of ambition flare within your eyes? If you wish to draw a string with the finest archers in Eorzea, look no further than the Archers Guild. Before you can enlist, however, you must gain the approval of the guildmaster. Once you're ready to proceed, speak with me again and we can begin seeing about your enrollment. Cool. Yes, talk to her one more time. Are you resolved to join the Archers Guild? I sure am. Let's do it. The look in your eye bespeaks your determination. It would be my pleasure to refer you to Guildmaster Lucian. Lest you worry unduly, Lucian is an affable and kind-hearted woman. Even those not of the guild have been known to seek her for counsel on various matters, and never have they been given a fair hearing. Luciana waits you in the training area yonder. Present yourself before her, and impress upon her your desire to join the guild. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make this a little bigger for YouTube, I think. How's this? That's good. I'm going to make it like that. In case, you're not watching full screen, you can still read it. So there we go. Yeah, the other reason why I put myself down here in the corner is that way I kind of cover chat. I need it open just in case I need to see party chat or whatever, but I want to respect people's privacy, so it's not entirely covered, but at least you can't read everything. And if it's important, I'll show you, but yeah. That's just what I'm doing. Hello, Lucian. Greetings, adventurer. I am told you wish to join our ranks. I am Lucian, the master of the Archers Guild, and I bid you welcome. Our doors are open to all who have the will to learn. Allow me to explain the basics of our art, and offer you a foretaste of that which we teach the members of our guild. The bow's greatest advantage is its range. Unlike those arms used in other disciplines of war, it allows for one to strike at the enemy from afar. Though the bow may not boast the destructive force of a sword or a spear, its myriad strategic applications more than compensate for this shortcoming. An experienced archer can immobilize an enemy by striking a leg, or sap its strength with a poisoned arrow. Rise to become a virtuoso of archery, and an veritable deluge of death will be yours to rain down upon your foes. By fighting from a distance, we can better assess the battlefield and thereby determine the most advantageous course of action. This is of paramount import, as our role in battle is to exploit the enemy's weakness. With the requisite placement and timing, but a single arrow may serve to turn the tide. To this end, the guild seeks to instill a discerning eye within its members, that they might learn to strike at vulnerability swiftly and surely. Now, any halfwit can bend a bow, but it is no simple undertaking to become a skilled archer. You must be prepared for a long and arduous journey. Are you resolved to complete that journey? Are we? Yeah, I'd say we are. Very well. Now, before proceeding any further, I must needs gauge your innate aptitude for archery. To this end, I hereby assign you the following trial. Slay the squirrels, ladybugs, and fungars that all MMOs require you to slay at the start of the game. In so doing, you will prove your fitness to join the Archers Guild. Report back to me when the task is accomplished. I doubt that it will trouble you unduly. Yeah, it'll be easy. It shall be quite easy. So, we can go ahead and do that. That's a completely separate quest here, and it just shows up right next to the other one. I'm going to get this main story done quest first, just because, I like to have it done, and I want to show off the rest of the town. Before we go into the wild, I would like to show off all of Gridania and all it has to offer. Like I said, we're not going to be doing many side quests, so stuff like this is a random side quest that doesn't really need to be done. It's just for experience or for items or for flavor, text, or lore. It's completely optional. Don't feel you need to do them if they don't have a little plus arrow next to them, like ours. Well, yeah, if you see here, this Way of the Archer, it's got a little plus quest next to it. That means it's one that's worth doing. And that's how the game differentiates. Usually it's content that's locked behind it. In this case, we need to do it for our job, because it's our job quest. So, here we are at the markets. This is the Rosewood Stalls. There's tons of stores here. A bunch of different stuff. Let's talk to Parsimon-Tret. That's the last spot that we have to talk to for the main story. By what right does a fledgling adventurer presume to address Parsimon-Tret, master of the markets? You think you can stroll in here bold as you please and demand my hard-earned knowledge? Ha! A merchant does not for naught, especially when dealing with would-be heroes. If, on the other hand, you had some tasty morsel to curry the flavor, my favor and flavor, then I might reconsider your request. Come now, this whole encounter reeks of Mione's handiwork, and more specifically of her baking. Don't look so surprised, son. I smell that eel pie of yours a mile away. Hand it over. Yeah, we'll hand it over. So you can just go ahead and right-click and select it, hand over. That flaky crust. Just divine. Well, I am a man of my word. Pay close attention, for I shall only explain this once. The aspiring adventurer need look no further than the Rosewood and Ebony stalls. Both are but a short stroll from where we stand. If you mean to do battle, you best be prepared with a quality set of weapons and armor. Such goods are the province of the Rosewood stalls, directly south of here. You will be pleased to learn that the merchants of Gridania are exceedingly particular when it comes to craftsmanship, so you needn't fear defective straps and the like. If it is potions and paraphernalia you seek, head north to the Ebony stalls. The shelves there are lavishly stocked by widely traveled Ul'Dan merchants, and I may truly say that I have seen things amongst the myriad wares that I scarce knew existed. Do you follow me thus far? First step in any purchase is to select the stalls that first meet your needs. Then you may concern yourself with price and profit. There's little more I can teach you with mere words. Go, peruse the stalls, and see for yourself what wares they offer. There's no substitute for first-hand experience, after all, and I am wary of talking. Unless, of course, you have another eel pie. No, I don't have another eel pie, my man. I do not. So anyway, one thing I'm going to do, since I'm, switching over to the other... I'm switching over to my recording software a lot to turn on and off my webcam. I'm just going to turn this off, limit frame rate when client isn't active. So that way... it doesn't, the frame rate doesn't slow down or anything. So here we have the market board. This is where you buy other things from real players. You can type in whatever you want, you know, obviously, if we were to set, I don't know, let's go to Bard, because that's what we're playing right now. Where's Archer? Archer, where am I blind? Where did it go? Oh, it's right here, okay. So if we were to set this to level 80, for example, and hit search, see all the different weapons we can wear, you know. And you can just try them on. All the cool bows will eventually maybe have. They just added this bow, the Tsukiyomi bow. Oh, it's so pretty. But anyway, you can't access the market boards if you're on the free trial. Just so you know, if you're on the free trial, you can't trade money with other players. That's just the way it is. You can still play through the whole story, but you can't do stuff like that. But that's okay. Honestly, if you're just playing for the story, you don't need to worry about it. That's mostly for, you know, if you're in for the long haul, I recommend it. But otherwise, don't worry about it. So, now that we're here, we're going to go in a circle. We'll go around this way, because I want to check out the rest of town. You can pop sprint. You sprint for 20 seconds, and it goes on a minute cooldown, so you can repop it once, you know, it comes back. But I want to hit all the rest of the other Ethernets while we're here, so hit this one. This is, I believe, the Lancers Guild, so if you started as a Lancer instead of an Archery, you would be going here. And I should preface this by saying, if you start the game as another job, that's not Archer, or Lancer, or Conjurer, you are going to start in a different city. And I would say the first 15 levels of the story are going to be a little different because they take place in that city. So you can either start in Gridania, the one I'm in, or in Ul'Da, which is another city, or Limsa, which is the other city. And we're going to go to those eventually, and all three story paths converge really early on, just not right away. So if you are starting another class, that's totally fine. Just know that for now it's going to be a little different, but eventually it'll converge. And by eventually I mean very rapidly it will converge. Like within a good, I guess 3 hours of gameplay, the story lines up. It's just it starts from different places, and that's all. Let's go over to... I know there's one here I missed, but I want to go into the Botanist's Guild really quickly. The Botanist is a gatherer. You can use just, go and gather stuff from the world. I'm not going to be covering any gathering or crafting in this LP. I do have all of them at 80 on my main, but it's just extra stuff that I don't feel is really needed for the story. Some of the crafting and gathering quest lines are really good, and good for lore especially. Like, they're worth checking out if you want to get into that, but like I said, I'm mostly here for the main story. I want to do an LP of the main story, so... and everything that entails, including the side stories that are heavily connected. Like Crystal Tower we'll definitely be doing, Alexander, Omega, all that stuff will be taken care of here, but that's later. For now, we just have to follow the main story and our job quests, and that's really all we're going to be doing for now, so... oh, I can't sprint yet. Oh, so one thing you might notice, if you hit... see, I'm hitting 3, and it's saying invalid target. That can be really annoying when you're in combat, because it just keeps making this noise all the time, and, oh, I'm going the wrong way. So if, like, say you're just trying to hit, and you don't want that error popping up every single time, just do this. I'll turn off webcam so you can see my chat. Just hit /action, if I can spell action, action error off. Done. So now, oh wait, oh, that's still invalid target. Okay, that's fair. If I had a correct target, it wouldn't make that error. If I was actually targeting something and I couldn't yet, it's not going to make sense until... I'll show you later. I'm sorry, I messed that up. But, maybe it'll probably work with sprint. I'll show you sprint. So sprint, it would say not yet ready, but now I can sprint and there's no error. That's a better example. See, it's just letting me press it with no error sound, and that's what I want. Because that error sound is going to get annoying. Otherwise... oh, yeah, the summer event started today. Yeah. I haven't done that yet on my main, but I'll do that. So we got the Lancers Guild, we got Makedo's Amphitheater. Oh, one more I forgot. Actually, let's go over here first. We'll take care of the Leatherworkers Guild. That is one that I have yet to attune to. And I think after that, we just have the Conjurers Guild. And then we'll have checked out every little hot teleporting spot in the city. We'll be good to go. And then I'm going to go over into the Central Shroud, but this just helps you to fast travel around the city more. It's worth unlocking. Every major city has these, and we're going to get to the other 2 major cities pretty soon in the story. And when we do, we're going to do this all over again, but I'm taking care of it early. And for Gardania, there's 2 areas. We're in New Gridania. You go over here, this is Old Gridania. Like, this is where Mother Mione is right here, so... it's all one city, just spread into 2 different spots. Okay, so we just have the Conjurers Guild left, and Conjurer was actually the first class that I ever played when I first played Final Fantasy XIV. I started as a Conjurer, and I was actually heavily considering doing Conjurer for this LP, because as a healer, it's a healing class. The queue times are extremely fast, like almost insta-queue when you go into dungeons and bosses and trials and stuff where you have to queue in with other people. It's like you hit queue and boom, the queue is already popped, you're ready to go. For DPS, which I'm a DPS as an archer, the queues take more like 7 to 10 minutes of waiting, and that can suck if you're impatient. I'm like, I don't mind waiting, just because eventually I'm going to switch to Machinist, and I think Machinist is extra fun if you have the context of Bard. Since most people who want to be Machinist would start as Bard anyway, because they share gear. You have attuned yourself to all Ethernet shards in Gridania, so now we can go wherever we want, and we can teleport directly to the Central and North Shrouds if you want to. I don't worry about that just yet. For now, we're just going to go back to the Gridania Aetheryte Plaza, which is the main plaza with the big Aetheryte that we first attuned to at the start of this video. And that'll take us back here. So we are now going to go take care... oh, I guess we'll hand in the quest to Mother Mione first. That's probably best. And then we're going to go take care of our archery quest. And that should, after all those things are done, push us to level 4. We'll see. I do have also... one thing I want to cover. I have this turned off, the server info. But if I turn it on... save. You can see I have like 20 letters. Don't worry about that. You're going to hear a beep every once in a while saying I have mail. I'm going to go open those soon. It's all just cosmetic stuff that I have and like some gear that I have from pre-ordering the game throughout the years. Like I pre-ordered Reborn, Heaven's Word, Shadowbringers, Stormblood, like all that stuff. And I bought mounts on the Mog Station, so there's a bunch of stuff. And I'll go through those in like, I don't know, a side part or something. It's nothing really that's going to impact the LP, though. The conquering hero returns. You've completed my little tasks, I trust. The 3 locations you visited will feature prominently in your life as an adventurer. It is best you grow familiar with them as soon as possible. And you took the time to listen to the woes of the citizenry? I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to lend your talents to one and all, no matter how trivial the matter may seem. Well, I haven't done that. I'm thankful that you're an obliging sort, Meteor. It is adventurers like you who will win the hearts of the locals and pave the way for those who follow. I pray Gridania can rely on your aid in its struggles to come. Well, thanks, Mother Mione. I'm pretty sure Mione isn't actually how you pronounce your name, but it's how I'm used to it. So it's probably going to lock it. Yeah, okay. It's locked until level 4, which is fine. I wouldn't worry about that because we'll probably hit level 4 just by doing our Archer quest, which is what the game expects. Excuse me. Now you can see whenever I go silent, and in my old videos I used to just go silent while I drink water. For obvious reasons. Now I don't have to explain that anymore. That's kind of nice. On the downside, now I have to, like, you know, make sure I'm dressed when I'm recording. That's something I never had to worry about before. Anyway, here we are in the Central Shroud. This is the first of the big maps. This is, like, part of the forest. And here we oh, there's another dude doing his stuff too. Level 26, killing my squirrels, and I need to kill Y. Oh well, that's fine. Oh my god, he's just taking them all. How rude. We'll go for the ladybugs first. So, you just hit heavy shot here, and that's how you attack. Sometimes it'll proc straight shot. You can see if it procs because it'll light up there in the corner. Bam, already leveled up. Don't you dare attack my ladybugs. Get away from my ladybugs. Alright, you take that one, I don't care. Yeah, don't. Oh my god. Alright, that's fine. He's taking my stuff. I'm just gonna leave him be. I'll go to this ground squirrel. So, make sure you don't attack something that's too high level. You will die if you go crazy. But otherwise, it's pretty simple. Combat is very slow and simple to start, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It's gonna get a lot more complicated as time goes on, but for now, that's all it's doing. So, we finished with the ladybugs, or the squirrels rather, so now we just have the fungars. And we'll get this ladybug here too. Obviously you can see what you're supposed to attack because it's got the little Q under it, the Q over its head. And that's how you know. It's honestly pretty simple to other Final Fantasy games like 12, you know, mostly 12, honestly 11 obviously too, because that's the other online one, but 12 is the one that was my comfort game and familiarity. I kind of knew what to do in FF14 because I played Final Fantasy 12, and I guess Final Fantasy 15 to an extent you could say is like this too, killing stuff. And you know, obviously it's not as action heavy, but that's fine. It's different. So as you can see, we're already level 3.5 just by doing that stuff. Despite that gladiator coming and stealing the things I was supposed to kill. That's fine. So now we can head back into town. I will explore more of this area later. I'm not going to fully explore it right now. It's super huge, and every area in this game is massive. So, you know, we're going to get through it all. Trust me, I've got this entire LP pretty planned out. I'm excited to get through it all, but man, it is going to take a while. I would expect the series, going from here, like a Realm Reborn might take, I don't know, like 60 episodes or so. Maybe I'm lowballing that, we'll see. But the whole game, that's going to be in the hundreds. Like all of Final Fantasy XIV, it's a long journey. Which is why especially I'm keeping this, I should have just teleported. Which is why especially I'm keeping these videos at like 30 minutes each, because it's going to be really daunting to someone to go and watch this whole series if each episode's like 2 hours. Like I wouldn't want to watch that personally. And I never do. Whenever someone uploads like a stream that's that long, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll put it on, but I'm not going to pay attention for 2 hours. Half hour is a nice happy medium in my opinion, so that's what I'm doing. But hey, we're going to have a lot of content, lots of fun times ahead. The story's going to pick up, and you're going to be in tears eventually. But for now, let's just talk to Lucienne. Welcome back, Meteor. It would seem you have successfully completed the trial. You've proven yourself worthy of a place within these halls. It is with pleasure that I name you an Archer of the Guild. As fellows of the Path, let us serve together to strive for greater mastery of our art. Now, though you may be a member of the Archers Guild, know that your seniors will not coddle you with personal attention. It is up to you to seek out the experiences that you need to grow as an archer. To this end, I present you with this hunting log. Written within are names of such creatures as would provide a fitting challenge. Should you find yourself lacking direction, you would do well to refer to the log. By way of a first step, I encourage you to practice proper technique. Loose arrow after arrow, paying close attention to form until the movement becomes second nature. When drawing your bowstring has become as natural to you as drawing breath, and the world seems clear when viewed from the shaft of an arrow, return to me. Go well, my young apprentice. So, yep, so once you hit level 5, we got that, but for now, boom. Oh, we didn't hit level 4! MSQ was supposed to get me right to level 4 with this. It's fine. I'm just going to do this real fast. We are under... No, we're not. That's 50 experience is not enough. So I'm not going to even bother doing that quest. Actually, you know what? Now that we're here, it's a good time to show off the hunting log. Because we did just get the hunting log. If you go ahead and press H, you have the hunting log here. It's basically extra things you can kill for extra experience. Like kill 4 ladybugs, get 75. Ground squirrels, get 180. Do them all, then you get 2,500 experience. It's really good. So I'm just going to go back to the central shroud. That was where we were just a minute ago, where we killed the ladybugs and stuff. So that's why fast traveling is so good. Making sure you get all that stuff is awesome. There's another new archer. Man, that... Oh, that's a lancer. Okay, I thought that was that same gladiator. Just taking my stuff. So, let's go ahead and just kill this ladybug real fast. No one take the ladybugs. There's lots of new players today. I guess the free trial is new and expanded. So we just kill 4 of them really quickly. Okay, well there we go. We already hit level 4 anyway, so we're going to continue the main story in the next quest. We got Raging Strikes. Okay. So I guess I'll talk about Raging Strikes real fast. Raging Strikes, it's an 80-second cooldown. You can hit it once every 80 seconds. It increases damage dealt by 10%, so it's really good. I always put it... where do I put it usually? I put it right here on... Do I? No, I don't put it here. Yeah, I put it right here on E, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why, I can't remember right now how I usually do it. So yeah, just pop it, and it's just a buff. It's like bravery in other Final Fantasy games, but specifically for Archer. And it lasts for a good 15 seconds, which isn't very long, but when you're in like a raid later, that's just enough. Oh my god, there's like a fruit fly, and I know exactly why. It's because I have watermelon right here next to me, and I've had it since this morning. I was snacking on it. That's fine. Anyway, there we go. We got the ground squirrels done. So I'm not going to do any more hunting log right now. But actually, you know, let's get the little ladybug. We'll get that done real fast, and then we'll call it an episode. I think that's a good way to end it off. Just get that final boost of experience. There we go. And one more. A little level 1 ladybug. There we go. So there we go. We fit that, we got that experience, and we have those done. So one more thing I'll show off before we end. If you hit P, or you can just go right over to, what is it? I think, probably character down here, and then just hit actions and traits, or you can just hit P. You can see all the skills we're going to learn in the archer class. And this is not a lot of skills, but that's because we're only an archer. Once we become a bard, we're going to get a whole nother set of skills that's going to add on top of this. So, yeah, that's why it only goes up to level 38. And Archer is only going to take us from 1 to 30. So, just something to keep in mind as we go. But yeah, we're going to learn more stuff soon. At level 6 we'll have Venomous Bite, which is really exciting because we're already almost there just after 2 episodes. I'm going to go back here, and in the next part, we will go and chat up Mother Mione and see what she has to say, what she's going to tell us to do in the story. Alright, take care, everybody. Later.